Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make a long sleeve rolled ice dye design. This is a design from Mark from Psychedelic Serenity Dyes. I'm sorry Mark, but I can't even begin to pronounce your last name. He's the one that came up with this design and it's very versatile. You can do your roll in multiple different places. You can fold your shirt, leave it laying flat. For this one, I'm going to leave it laying flat and I'm going to do a diagonal line on the shirt from one shoulder of the shirt to the opposite hem of the shirt. I've made my line a little bit freeform, so it does have a little bit of a wave to it, but you can do whatever you want to do. Like I said, that's the cool thing about this design is you can just make it your own. You can do it however you want to. I also have my shirt turned with the front of the shirt facing the table, and I have put my design on the back of the shirt. I did that so that I can apply the dye to the front side of the shirt. As far as the sleeves go, I'm going to just have to figure out what to do with those because I think this is the first time I've ever done this design with a long sleeve shirt. I'm starting down at the corner of the shirt and I'm just going to begin to roll on that line, and I'm going to try to roll that line as tightly as I can. And as I roll the line as tightly as I can, I'm going to force or encourage on either side of this line to go ahead and roll as well. If you'll notice, I just kind of stuck my sleeves in there in an odd way just to roll them up into the design. Let's see what happens with that when I do it. I'm going to use a washable marker and go ahead and make a line where I rolled. That way I can keep track of that line that I specifically rolled. Now I'm going to fold my design in half right on that line that I rolled, and I'm going to tie it up with some kite string just to keep it all together. You could tie with sinew if you wanted some sinew lines in your shirt. I don't really want to do that though. I want to allow the dye to flow down the shirt. So the part of the shirt that you're seeing on the outside is actually the front side of the shirt. And like I said, that's where I want to apply the dye. After I tied this shirt, I went ahead and tied quite a few more, so before I came back to applying the dye, the shirt had dried out completely. It doesn't have to though. Some people do these designs while they're still partially damp. I have built an entire color palette around Dalula Company's Wild Plum, which is a really kind of moody color with some mauves, darker plum colors, and a few greens. So that's what I've chosen for my color palette. I placed the shirt down inside of a piece of vinyl guttering, and it's really pretty tight in this guttering. So when I go ahead and incline it, it's not going to slide out. Also, because the shirt is completely dry, I went ahead and lightly sprayed the shirt with a little bit of soda ash solution that I have inside of a spray bottle. I keep that around just for cases like this. When I apply the dye, I'm going to apply Wild Plum from Dalula Company up at the very top where I folded the shirt over. Then I'm going to apply another line of the Wild Plum about halfway down the fold. Next, I'm going to apply a line of Olive Drab from Dharma right behind the Wild Plum in both of the areas. Then I noticed I skipped my black cherry that I had pulled and went straight to the Moss Green from Dharma and applied that behind the Olive Drab. In the very last area, I'm going to use Plum Port from Dharma, and Plum Port is a special order color. You can usually still purchase those from Dharma if you want to buy a large quantity. Otherwise, I have a link down below this video in the description to a Facebook group called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace. Usually you can find someone in that Facebook group who's selling these special order colors in smaller quantities. After applying the last dye color, I'm going to put a little bit of additional dry soda ash over the top, and then I'm going to place on some ice. This is a larger chunk of ice, which I've made in, I think it's intended to be a pencil container, which I purchased from the Dollar Tree. Then I'm going to fill in with a few larger ice cubes. Now I'm going to incline the shirt by placing one end down inside of a plastic tote and leaving the other end of the vinyl guttering hanging over the edge. I'm going to apply a little bit more of the Wild Plum to the very top fold and some ice up there. Then I'm going to place the shirt aside and allow the ice to melt. And after the ice melted, I came back and I had quite a bit of undissolved dye left sitting on top. I also had some areas up at the top of the shirt Where I folded the shirt over, that looked really light, which is very common whenever you're doing a design like this. That's the reason why I added the additional dye right up at the very top. So I took the shirt out of the guttering, which it fit pretty tight, so you can see it was a little difficult to do, and went ahead and flipped the shirt over. I knew I was probably going to have to apply dye to the back side of this one. But this time I changed up the dye pattern just a little bit. I applied Wild Plum up at the very top, followed by the olive drab. Then I went ahead and added in black cherry, put the moss green in, and the plum port. But I only did one line of each one of the colors going down. So I didn't do like I did on the front side where I applied 2 rows of each color. So let's see how this turns out, since I've done a little bit different dye pattern on the back side as I did on the front side. We'll see if this shirt ends up a total mess. I'm already kind of questioning my decisions using the plum colors mixed with the greens, so I'm a little curious about this one. I did go ahead and add a little bit more dry soda ash and then the ice on the top. After I placed this shirt aside and allowed the ice to melt, I came back. There was still a little bit of undissolved dye left sitting on top, so I did go ahead and add another layer of ice. After the last layer of ice melted, I allowed the shirt to process for about 48 hours before I began rinsing it. To rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to try to rinse out the soda ash. Then I warmed the water up to hot and I continued rinsing in hot water to try to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. And as I'm rinsing, you can see there's a lot of brown coming out. So I'm a little bit concerned that my plum and my green have mixed and I'm going to end up with a brown shirt. I hope not, but let's see what happens. I went ahead and untied the shirt, and then instead of rinsing for a long time, I just soaked it. And to do that, I ran some really hot water in my utility sink, added some Blue Dawn dish soap to the water, placed the shirt inside, and I allowed it to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out, and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I placed the shirt, along with some Dharma's professional textile detergent, into my washing machine, and I washed it using a hot water cycle. Okay, so I've washed, dried, and ironed the shirt, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? This is not exactly what I was envisioning in my head, but I actually think it turned out looking pretty cool. I was expecting a little more color saturation right on the rolled line, but the fact that I don't have that is not super surprising. If you remember, I placed the sleeves right in that area, and I have a pretty thick fold for this shirt. I also kept putting lots of dye up in that rolled space, but there's just so much you can do sometimes. It's hard to see what's going on in the center part of the shirt, and the area where I have the least color saturation is where I started the rolled. So that was the part that was in the very, very middle of the shirt. But I'm very pleasantly surprised with the way the colors work together. I do have greens, I do have plums, I do have some darker shades, like where they probably, mixed together and made those darker shades. But when I look at the shirt, the first impression that I get is not, oh, it's a brown shirt. So I'm very pleased with that. And I really like the way these colors work together. I think they ended up being very pretty. I almost think it looks like some sort of an impressionistic painting. I don't know if it would be flowers or something, but I get the impressionist feel when I look at it. And of course, I ended up with a lot of really cool color splits. You can see the Wild Plum. You can't really see it in the middle line so much, so where I did the initial roll. But if you come down just a little bit, like if you're looking at the front of the shirt, you come down just a little bit to the left, you'll see that Wild Plum. And I think it looks really pretty. I love all the colors mixed together. And honestly, the more I look at it, the more I think it's really kind of a mixed blessing that I ended up with the white in the shirt, because I think that kind of busts up the colors a little bit and gives a little bit more interest. So overall, I'm really pleased with this shirt. I think it turned out looking really pretty. I'm happy with the colors, glad I didn't end up with a whole lot of brown. And it was a learning experience for me because I've never done this design with a long sleeve shirt. But what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you like these colors? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And if you've enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.